guys, welcome to my channel. As you all know, on here we educate ourselves on how to make money online so as not to go broke. Of course, nobody wants to go broke. Alright, let's dive into what today's topic is all about. For those hearing Amazon KDP for the first time, Amazon KDP is the publishing section of Amazon where you can publish your books, your novels, your romance book. There are different varieties of book you can actually publish. It is not restricted to any book. And the difference between Amazon KDP and the traditional publishing is that Amazon KDP is a site that it has a procedure of uploading your books. So far, you have a topic, you have a book cover, and you have your book arranged. All you need to do is just to upload your book on their site, and you sell automatically without doing any adverts. You can later do advert later on, but as a beginner, you really don't need to run adverts, as Amazon itself has over 300 million customers that are ready to patronize your book. So stay connected so as to unravel the 10 KDP publishing niche, hot one, that you can publish your book that will make you thousands of dollars. Let's go. But mind you, before we start, I want you to understand that Amazon KDP operates in nearly almost all the countries. You understand? That means if you have started in Nigeria before, if you travel to probably Dubai or South Africa or California or Cambodia, any fucking country in the world, you can actually operate Amazon KDP. You see, that's the benefit of doing an online business. I do tell people that there are varieties of advantage online business has over over physical business, because physical business is not easy to monitor, especially when you travel out of the country. But if it is an online business, you can easily monitor it from anywhere all over the world. Also, Amazon KDP is mostly earned in USD, Euro. In fact, what am I saying? You can earn in any currency from Amazon KDP, and it actually has procedures. So far, you follow the procedure and you do what you're expected to do, no matter where your customers are coming from. I mean, no matter where the person that wants to buy your book, no matter the country the person is coming from, instead of the person having issue with payments, making payments for your book, just like you're in Nigeria, someone is in USA, he wants to purchase your book, he will have to pay in USD. So the person does not necessarily have to have a Naira account before he can purchase your book. Of course, he can purchase in dollar and you will get your money. That's another amazing thing about Amazon KDP. Alright, so what are KDP niche? Like, what do I mean by niches that I've been blabbering about? Niche simply means, or let me say, Amazon KDP niche simply means when a publisher is specialized on a particular segment, a particular genre, and a particular audience, instead of focusing on the general audience. We know we human, we have our own preference. I may feel like reading a book that talks about how to cook, and my friend can actually have interest in reading a book that is about romance or novel. So if you write a book that is focused, like if your book does not target a particular space in the market, that's, you just write the book. We don't know either it is about romance, we don't know if it's about children, we don't know if it's about making money online. Your book is not focused. It will be difficult to sell your book on Amazon, because every buyer on Amazon, the first place they will go, the first option they will go on the website is to go to that option where they will choose the particular niche they want to buy their book from. The niches are not generalized. The niches have been divided according to the audience you are targeting. So if you want to write a book about children, you have to publish those children book under the children niche segment. If you want to write a book about how to cook, you have to publish that particular book under the niche segment of nutrition or whatever. If you are about to write about maybe romance or crime, you have to publish that particular book exactly where it fits. Now, the best thing for you is to stay to the end of this video so that I'll be able to list all the 10 niches for you. Hot 10 niches for you. But if you skip this video, you'll probably miss the most interesting part. And Okay, why am I focused on niches on Amazon KDP? Why is niche important? Why is targeting niches important? You see, if you target a particular niche, if you target a niche that befits your title, it creates less competition between you and your competitors. All right, because if you put your book in exactly the niche it befits, any buyer that wants to buy your book will go directly to that niche. When they click on that niche, it will show them the varieties of books that are present in that niche, nothing more. So imagine if a buyer goes to a particular niche and you just publish your book that day or that night, there is high probability that the buyer is going to see your book at the top. Amazon has a whole lot of, let's say all those niches are put in just one place, like they were not classified, they were not differentiated. Even a buyer will be confused about, oh my god, where am I going to click? Like you have to scroll before you can get to the exact niche you are looking for. Imagine I'm looking for a coloring book for my children, or a children novel I want to purchase online for my children to read, and there is no particular niche that specifies where exactly I'm to purchase that book. And I started scrolling over millions of, what am I saying, millions of books are present on Amazon. Now imagine you scrolling on your phone or your system over millions of books. How many hours are you going to spend on the site before you come across the exact thing you are looking for? So that's one of the important reasons why niche is important on Amazon KDP. Okay, baby, let's dive into it. If you are able to publish in one of these hot niches I'm about to mention, oh my god, you are blown. Like your account is blown already. Like you just keep making money. It will keep dropping, and you'll be like, wow. That's how crazy it is. All right, the number one niche I'm about to mention right now is romance. Yes, you heard me right. People love anything that has to do with romance. Forget it. Those males can be playing too hard to get, but they actually love romance too. And ladies too, we love romance. We want ways we can use to please our boyfriends. We want ways we can use to satisfy our husband. We want ways we can use to hook our husband so that it would not look outside. Okay, and these romance novels actually create some kind of crazy fantasies in your head, though not all of them may be true, but at least the moment you are reading it, you'll be happy. Oh, so this kind of thing can actually exist in real life, so I can actually do this thing to please my boyfriend. So if I actually do this thing, it's not going to look elsewhere. And also, romance novels also has different categories. We have historical, we have fantasy, we have paranormal, and we have contemporary. So it is your own work. I don't have to think for you. Please, it is your own work to look for the exact one it befits. As for the historical romance, as the name implies, historic, maybe some true love story that has existed before, like the Titanic, like the Valentine, whatever. Just look for one historical love story, or it can be real, it can even be fiction, like something that is not real, something you just cooked up in your head. Just write something that is interesting, that will make people want to read, that will make people drip like, oh my god, this is love. You got it. The second one right now is thriller. Thriller books are books that just about suspense books that will look as if you are watching, like you are seeing the real life scenario, like you are watching this real life. When you are, just like you watching a movie and you don't know where it will end. Suspense movies. Oh, what's going to end this movie? What is going to end this movie? That is how thriller books looks like. Just like crime movies. You understand? Who killed Lagbaja? Who killed Johnson? We don't know until we read or watch the movie till the end. Number 3, sci-fi fiction stroke fantasy. I specifically like anything that talks about science. Scientists can actually do some crazy stuff. Scientists actually do some crazy stuff, then you'll be like, oh my god, so if you mix this thing and this thing together, it can do this. So if there is global warming, it can actually cause depletion of the sun. If you can create alien from some things, you understand? Have you seen the movie called, what's the title of this movie? I'm coming. Oh yeah, Stranger Things. That is the title of the movie. If you want inspiration about what to write about sci-fi movie, go and see that movie. That movie is actually crazy. You will see in this movie how they insert chips. It's not more than this, very, very minute. How they insert it in human neck, human brain, and it revolutionizes the way they think, the way they see things, the way they walk, the way they associate with people. It's strange, just like the title implies, Stranger Things. Number 4th on the list, self-help and personal development books. At a certain stage in life, everybody wants to develop. Everyone wants to move to the next stage. Like, if you are a millionaire before, you are most likely aspiring to become a billionaire. And if you are a thousandaire before, you are most likely aspiring to become a millionaire. And there are even people that are battling depression, people that are lonely, people that need inspiration, things that will keep them geared up. That is what self-development books is all about. Write about things that will make people feel good about themselves. Write about things that will improve people's life. Write about things that if people read it, they'll be inspired to leave their comfort zone. They'll be inspired to get out of their depression mode. The 5th on the list is young adult fiction. So young adult fictions is just about novels that talks about adults. There are varieties of novels that we read nowadays are quite interesting. Just write about things that, when they say fiction means something that is not actually real, something that is not real. You don't have to write something that is real. Just cook up some stories that you yourself, that if you read it, you will find it interesting. Don't write novels that will be boring to yourself, because if you can write novel that is boring to you, how will it ginger your readers? You have to write something interesting that your readers will be convinced to even suggest for a series. A series is when you have part 1, part 2, part 3. It means your story is that interesting. The next one is about cookbooks. Oh my god, this is one of the hottest selling niches on Amazon KDP. Cookbooks is one of the easiest, simplest, because it's something that you can just go to Google and search for how to make so food, how to arrange so recipe, how to cook so dish, how to cook so breakfast, and Google will pour everything for you. All you need to do is just to list them, arrange it accordingly, give it a title, and boom. You see, one thing about cookbooks is that it's even classified into different. See, there are some men that are going to gym, and there are some females that are looking to lose their weight. They want their waist to be tiny. They don't want to. They want to lose belly fat, and they want to grow thinner. This cookbooks even has different classification, just like some men that goes to the gym and they need specification or recommendation on the kind of food they should be eating and how to prepare them. Not just recommendation, how to prepare them. You get it? And just like females too, we want to lose belly fat, we want our waist to be tiny, we want to grow thin, we don't want to be too fat, so that we want to look sexy, just like me. So all you need to do is just to give it an attractive title. Not that attractive title that anybody that sees that title would want to gossip that, oh, what's this book talking about? You understand? Now, after your recommendation, how to prepare those foods. What foods can you recommend for someone that wants to lose belly fat? What kind of fruits should she be taking? And how can she make those fruits? You understand? And there is even cookbooks for children. There are recommendations for children foods, what children are not meant to consume too much, and what food that is exactly best for them at a particular age as they grow. That's that. How about that? Now the 7th on the list is children books. I mean children books generally. Children also have their own books. It's not only adults that have books. Of course, children have their own books. Children even have their own novels. You can't compare the big grammars we put in our own novels to that of children books. Children only read at, where, go. You literally can't use big grammars for children novels. So even their books are even classified into parts. I think coloring books. Yes, there are books that are just meant for coloring. Like you can design animals and put them into different colors, just for those children to identify what color green is, what color blue is. Do whatever you can for them to identify those colors. Non-fiction book, that is the next one. Non-fiction. We have talked about fiction, which is something that is not real, but right now we're talking about non-fiction. Non-fiction means reality. We're talking about reality now. We're talking about real facts, not just something you cook up in your head. And example of those non-fiction books is health. Yes, books that talks about health, medical related books, productivity, how you can be productive in your daily life, finances, how to manage your finances. You can't tell me managing your finance is under fiction. Of course, it is non-fiction because it deals with real life methods, real life ways you can use to scale up your financial life. You can also write that about that, just like this movie, oh yes, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote these books and it is majorly directed, it is majorly specific about human wealth and finances. That's the example of a book that talks about wealth and finances, and that book actually sold like crazy. The second to the last one is erotica. When I say erotica, I mean books that talks about sexual relationships, just like 50 Shades of Grey. Last but not the least, true crime books. But before I start, let me pray for you. Nigeria will not happen to you because NEPA has taken the light. You can see that the graphics of the video has changed. Bear with me. When I say true crime books, it means books that actually talks about crime scenes, investigations, things that has happened. In fact, you can use the idea of what you watch in movies. There are various kind of crime movies, like the one John Wick is present in. All the stars, the movies they have done. You can use the story of the movie you watched. It can inspire you to write about crime scenes and investigation. There are even a lot of investigations out there that are yet to be concluded, cases that were closed. You can write things that will give people suspense. Maybe people that were kidnapped, children that were lost, just things that can create empathy in people. Okay, so I just mentioned the 10 hottest niches you can publish your books on Amazon. I hope you use them wisely and don't just publish. Make sure you give your books attractive title. I keep emphasizing on it. Give your books attractive title because it is the title that will tempt your readers to know what you actually write about. No matter how interesting your story is, no matter how life-changing your book is, no matter how enticing your content is, if your title is not convincing, if your title is not tempting to read, people will not purchase the book because we actually judge things by what we see at the front. We judge things by book cover, just like this saying that don't judge book by the cover, but books are actually judged by their covers. Even I personally, if I want to read a book, the book may not even be interesting, but the title alone should be attractive, that I should be convinced to buy the book, even though it may be rubbish. That's another thing you should take note of while publishing your books on Amazon KDP. I hope you find this video very educating. If you want more of this, give this video a like or a thumb up, subscribe to my channel, and put down your comments in the comment section. Thank you guys.